very good evening, lovely people. How are you doing? How has been your day? How has been your week? Let me hope you had a blast the whole of last week and then this one. How are you? I mean, those that are having a wonderful time, you have a party tomorrow, wedding or an introduction. Yes, you're the best, and I hope you actually have the best of that day. And those that having some hard times, you lost your loved ones, you're pretty feeling low, or probably you're sick. Sorry about that, but quick recovery, because we want you normal as usual. And those who had a bad day, I mean, you went for work and then things didn't turn out well, you know, you expected to get money or probably get more profits than you usually get, and you know, things were diverse and you don't know what is happening. Well, you have tomorrow, so as long as you're still living, keep heart. My name is Judy, and I'm taking you through in these 55 minutes fully packed for you, wonderful viewer. If you know, we have the best for you, both in music and then love talk. And then I have amazing visitors that I do host in studios here that we share with amazing words of love and then words of wisdom for you who are watching. And then for you who have like some problems in your relationship, this is a platform for you whereby you have to engage us. And we engage the audience who are watching, probably a little bit older than us, and those that have gone through the same problem, to help us solve these issues and you live a better relationship. How about that? We had an amazing music video that opened up our show called You. Keisha Cole is back in the system, and then French Montana, and then Remy. Well, it's a nice combination. I love it. Going out to you who are watching the show, thank you so much for joining me. Heartbeat, this is where we bring to you love issues. Someone sits down and draft for us a small letter, brief, but talking about their life and how hard it is to live in that relationship, seeking for a solution, because maybe you never thought of separating. Here, if you sit down and write a letter to us, that means you're looking at a second thought. Probably you would give that person a second chance if you happen to get any chances of solving these issues. And this is the reason as to why we do engage you. We are here. We play amazing music, but again, if you have any parties like birthday parties, bridal shower, baby shower, pre-weddings, you let me know about it and I'll be right in your space. I'll give you at least 10 minutes of my show so that I show everyone how you're doing and how your party was. So just in case you're preparing one, let me know about it. I'll be right there. At this minute, I want to engage you into the letter that we have today. There's this young lady, actually a student at Makerere University. I'm glad to have you part of the show. I have audience. I know they are watching right now. And yes, she's crying over a problem. I don't want to dwell more right now before you listen to the letter. Let me first take you to the letter first, and then later we shall dig deeper, find out where the problem could be and how best we can advise her. Here is the letter. I'm a second-year student of Makerere University. Just over a year ago, I was seeing a guy called Ronnie for about a month. Things were going really well. I thought we were getting to know each other and moving towards an exclusive relationship. One night, we went at an event together, and I noticed that he was hooking up with another girl. I was looking for him to give me a ride home. At the time, I wasn't as experienced as I am now in handling these situations, and I was devastated, but I recovered with time. Later in the year, Ronnie and I went to get a drink together. I had platonic intentions because he had another girlfriend, and although our relationship had been complicated in the past, I was ready to move on and be friends with him. We left the bar and went outside nearby to have a chat. Out of the blue, he announced he still had feelings for me and wanted to try again long after our short fling that fall. I wanted him to stop talking immediately, but I also desperately wanted him to continue just for a bit. he needed to explain himself and validate my heart to defend our short relationship as something less than a silly fling. I just wanted closure, not his unwelcome, unsolicited aggressive kiss and behavior that came next. It took 2 minutes for him to recognize that what he was doing was wrong and stopped. He told me he would break up with his girlfriend to be with me again. I said a quick goodbye and left, feeling weak, emotionally manipulated, and taken advantage of. I texted him later, politely saying I really didn't want to get in between him and his girlfriend and didn't think we should be friends or anything else. Now I'm mostly fine and I've recovered from this bizarre night. Now I've met this pretty great guy who is not at all like former lover Ronnie. We are seeing each other exclusively. I really do trust him, but the trouble is I've instilled in myself this deep mistrust of men that are romantically interested in me. Heartbeat, how do I break this down? Because trusting him almost feels like a war with myself. Please advise me. I'm Sheila from Namwongo. Welcome back. Sheila there from Namwongo. Well, her issue. Yes, she's a student and she has been in love for some time, and then love turned out sour. Okay, they began dating sometime back, but very unfortunate. As time went on, you know, they had gone to share, like on an event with the girl with a boyfriend, and then suddenly she kind of got out, like she wanted to go out, and then she met the guy. The guy kind of left her in the seat and turned as if he was going out for a short call, but he had gone to see another girlfriend in the corner abruptly. Then this one just wanted to go back home. They were at an event together, and then she decided to look for the guy and is nowhere to be seen. Unfortunately, while she was going out, she bumped into the boyfriend with another girl. And she looked at them until they finished whatever they were talking about. And then the guy came back to her. Then she asked to ride her home, to take her home. Good enough, the guy took her home and she composed herself for some time, but stopped communication between them, first and foremost. Secondly, not even any messages from the girlfriend to the boyfriend. Then later in the year, things turned out a little bit better. How? The guy tried to call the girlfriend, wanting to meet her again. So when they approached, they scheduled somewhere, made reservations. It was maybe a dinner, something of the sort. But the guy just wanted to see this girl again. She accepted to meet him because they didn't finish. That time when the incident happened, she didn't say anything. They just dropped her home and she was silent. And then the guy wanted maybe to find out what this girl thinks about what happened on that event. Good enough, the guy started apologizing. Please forgive me. Me, I love you. I don't like the other one. How about we rekindle? We bring this relationship back and try to begin where we left. And I'm going to actually leave this girlfriend that I have because I don't like her. And then she was wise enough to actually feel emotional at that time. But again, she never wanted to stop the guy from talking. She wanted to see what sparked it out. What really happened? Because they were lovers. And why didn't the guy come out openly to say that he had a girlfriend out of their relationship? But again, the guy was kind of trying to bring back this relationship, which the girl never wanted. Because she replied him, you have a girlfriend. I don't want to come in between you people. I wish you well, and I wouldn't love to be a victim in all these situations. So the guy was of course hurt because he thought maybe the girlfriend would accept and then try to play his games the way he was playing them at the beginning. But she left, telling him that, you know what, let us end everything from here. Let's remain the way we've been. But again, we can't even be friends at all, because this is the only way. I'll forget everything about you. And then the guy at first was hesitant, but later maybe accepted that what he was doing was wrong. He can't play two girls at the same time. So meanwhile, as she left, she kind of recovered, composed herself, and after some time, she met another charming guy at campus. But this guy is really good. I mean, she applauds the guy that he's good, apparently. And she really she trusts the guy, the current guy. But the problem is she has a tormention of what happened in the previous relationship. She thinks that she cannot even trust this one. All men are the same. So she feels like maybe she's not giving this guy time to show her how good or how best he would be, better than maybe the previous relationship. For her, she still has this distrust. She doesn't trust the current boyfriend, thinking that he's all like the first one and doesn't know what to do right now. How can she stop this to keep this relationship going? That's her question. She doesn't know what to do. She's still tormented and locked in the previous relationship, even if she's in the new relationship. And it seems things are going on well. However, it is still a new relationship. We can't judge right now. But according to how she wrote the letter, she says, at least it's one of the good relationships she's in, but she fears to trust the new boyfriend right now. How can you advise her? This is where we got our topic of discussion. We are asking, how would you fix trust issues in a relationship? We are asking, how would you fix trust issues in a relationship, in any relationship? How would you keep them? Alan will help me put that topic on screen so that you get to know, and you can as well send your opinions on that topic that is right on your TV screen. Tell us, how would you fix trust issues? If you were the one in her shoes, how best would you fight so much to save your relationship and fix the trust issues you do have with the person you are involved with? Keep the messages coming. We have our WhatsApp number 0758 44 85 77. Send us the message or anything you'd like to advise if you feel that it's appropriate for Sheila right now. She's in that situation that needs help. Or you can as well use our Facebook page, Record TV Heartbeat. The topic is already there. You can go ahead and react on the topic. We will be more than glad. Welcome back, and thank you so much for watching Beautiful Sounds of Rihanna. I'm so glad that you are part of the show. Right at this minute, as we have just a few minutes to take a short break, I want to introduce my guests in studio with me. They're going to talk about themselves little, and then we shall take a short break. Then when we come back, they'll be able to drill into the letter. Well, on my right hand side, I have an amazing person, Sematimba Christopher. Chris, I prefer calling you Chris. Yeah, fresh graduate from Makerere. Nice meeting you. Nice. You're smart.
Thank you.
And then this other side, I have Pastor Modoma Ivan. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Long time.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
Well, you had the letter.
Clear.
What do you think about the letter? Just briefly.
According to the letter, I really advise the sister to concentrate on her conscience in the heart.
What do you mean?
The conscience in the heart is that understanding that was beating in her, not to go back.
Not to go back to the other one.
Not to go back.
And look for another one.
Look for another one. Because it was warning her to have a focal factor.
Yes.
That destined desired factor. Because in her, there was that understanding that I know I love this guy, but this guy is not consistent. He's not up to his point.
Okay.
And he's not, of course, he loves me, he's in for me, but he finds himself disfocused. He finds himself on and off. So when he sees me, he feels like he wants to go with me. But again, he's still going the other side.
Okay.
So this young lady should look and concentrate on the conscience that was in her heart, or that is in her heart. According to her decision that was in her heart, she'll be in position to preserve her life, not to be hurt again and again.
Okay. Christopher, something brief about the letter. What do you think, and how would you advise Sheila?
I think at first, since the relationship was just new, because according to the letter, it has lasted for 1 month.
1 month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was too early.
So you're saying she needed to hold back, recover, before she would jump into another relationship?
Obviously. Because she still has the history or the
tormentation.
Yeah.
Still tormented
from the
previous relationship.
Of course.
Gosh. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of what we are going to have in our next part of the show. But right at this minute, I want to take just a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the letter and how we can advise Sheila out there. Keep it there.
Buli Sunday tubeera ku program gye bayita Maanyi ga Kazindaalo.
Ako kyakola ate gavumenti nevayo nesindika abanyazi. Kikyo ngamba bambi soko ninde munno gundi wembeera ku likodi nze mbeera ng'omulodi Maanyi ga Kazindaalo omulangira weereza buladi. Gwanga yakuno olukokolima olw'enseera nga zeebuga ekizibu kyerina kimu butamatira bwe bwagiyinga.
TV bagiraba nnyo ne Record Radio.
Oba oleeta bwoti oba bwoti.
Nze Mama Karo embosera y'eggangu.
Eri TV yali ezzeeko ggangu mu musoso kikola kino.
Cyrus Jones Laisha Dida Dinashin Kavilas Madame Pratt said the top both is set to Hing Jong Hong on Nanunji.
I feel so fly with my chillin' fun time. Fun time is a time, grab some. If you wanna have fun time, would you be my plan, hun? Take more if you wanna go, reham, Take more if you wanna get, So watch me get my vibe. So high up on my ride. Fun time all the time.
Enjoy the fresh tangerine tasting Reham Fun Time and conquer your thirst. Fun Time, fun all the time.
In case you've just joined us, thank you so much for keeping it there. It's Heartbeats with me, Judy. I'm normally here every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. But to inform you, this show will be shifted from this time, that is next month, and it will begin at exactly 10 to 11, and that's next month. So I want you to make a date with me as you follow me. Yes, we shall reschedule for the better timing. Well, we are talking about Sheila's issue. Sheila is a second year university student, Makerere University. She fell in love with a guy who tormented her later after, when she got to find out that the guy had another girlfriend. But she composed herself and tried to talk to the guy that, you know what, everything with me and you, it's over. We can't even keep as friends. I wish you well. I want you to be in a relationship happily. But the guy was pleading so much. When Sheila got to know that he has another girlfriend, he pleaded to have Sheila back and forgets about the other girlfriend. But Sheila was like, no, please move on. Go on with your relationship and just leave me alone. I'll move on. And then later, she composed herself, and after some time, she fell in love again. And as I speak, it's close to a month now. This guy is really good, as she says, but she has fear. She has tormention from the previous relationship of trust. She cannot trust this man, even if, yes, she hasn't checked out whether the guy is good or bad, but she says, as per now, yes, they've been together for a month. They've been hanging out together. However, a month is something, period, short, just short to really define someone's character and personality. But she says at least it's much better than the previous relationship. But she has a problem of trusting this guy. She thinks that all men are the same. So she feels like the guy is going to find out that she doesn't trust him, and then the relationship is going to hit a snag like the first relationship. And in studio, I have two amazing guests. From my left, I have a pastor, Pastor Ivan, and then my right, I have Christopher. They've come to help me dig deeper into this young relationship, university relationship, and everyone has been there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this dating issue, we are looking at where the problem was. What happened in the first relationship with Sheila? Did you expect that it would end that bad? And why? Yes, we are onto that. Why do you think that this relationship ended, the first relationship?
One, everything always in life is hidden in decision and focus. And remember, everything that you begin, when you begin anything, it has to affect you. When it affects you, that is positively. When it affects you, you get the guts to keep it moving on. That's why
So you gain this strength of holding back and try to see whether things will change.
Yeah. The consistency comes as a result of being affected by this thing that is love.
So Pastor, should we say she would have held on a little bit and keep in that previous relationship and see whether things will change, even if she has seen that the guy has another girlfriend?
In fact, Sheila was willing to keep going with this guy, according to the message.
Are you sure?
Clearly.
Me, what I saw in the letter, she was like, she gave the guy time to explain
Totally.
why things happened like that, because she never thought it would happen that way. But again, she needed an explanation, even if this explanation from the guy didn't change her mind, because she had already decided that let me move on.
You realize that Sheila was willing to listen to this guy, 2, willing to give this guy time, 3, willing to give a chance to this guy. You understand? But according to the discoveries and the inconsistency of the guy, you understand, that Sheila kept on discovering herself. And this guy coming in to just to like kissing her.
Aggressively, wanting to cover up what happened.
Yeah, remember something happened before
Yes.
that made us disagree. In life, we disagree to agree. You get it? We disagree to agree. So Sheila, in her, there was that mind. I think it can work. But this guy coming at a high speed just to, taking it at a run.
Showing that he's covering up something.
And of course, she said in her heart, I think this is a wrong note. I think it's not gonna work again, brother. And she kind of closed her heart. But in her searching out the wisdom in this guy, but still this guy had no that liberate manifestive wisdom in her. I mean in him. He just came into Sheila and was rushing into other things instead of saying, because of this and this, I'm not gonna do this. I'm coming up for this and this and this.
Okay.
You understand? For this guy, when this guy came in, he was trying to take Sheila into romance again.
Yeah.
Remember, Sheila's heart is hard.
Yeah.
When the heart is hard, it's hard to love. Sheila was just reviving life. And this guy comes with full love, which means that was not love. Whatever you do out of lasting cannot last.
Okay, Christopher, pick it there. Pick it from there. What do you think?
At first,
what sparked off the whole saga of Sheila and the previous boyfriend to end this relationship?
I think the guy was into a multiple relationships.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because at first, that means he had a girl before coming for Sheila.
Yes.
So, and the guy wasn't ready to concentrate on one girl.
So he wanted to keep playing them?
Yeah.
Not knowing that okay, now...
But after that saga, him coming and apologizing to her that I'm sorry, I'm ready to leave the other girl and I concentrate with you. It showed that the guy was ready to make things right.
Are you sure he was ready?
Yeah.
Pastor,
to me.
Are you sure he was ready? Or he was just saying, just for a sake to cover up this?
Yeah, first of all, a few men do apologize. But this one Ronnie knew that.
But few mean what they're apologizing. Some don't mean what they're saying.
But him coming and apologizing, saying that I'm ready to let go of the other girl and I let you come in, that showed that the guy was he had made up his mind for Sheila.
Just like that?
No,
so fast like that?
Yeah, you see, there is a picture here from this guy. There is what you call indecision. It is a valley. It is a crossroad. Do you understand? This guy was half decided.
Yeah.
Personally, me, I've just gotten married. I know what it means. Personally, my wife, she had to go through an indecision. She was persuaded, but not fully persuaded into for me. So she had to search out. Now, Sheila was searching out. Sheila had a decision factor. Sheila was affected by this love. She fell in love.
And later fell out.
You understand? Sheila was interested. Now, the interest rate for this guy was not high. Because he had interest.
But she later accepted that yes, if she had fallen for the guy, it's time to compose myself and jump out of the relationship because it seems it won't work out.
Let me tell you something. And you know, as we keep in the walk of love, you're saying no sometimes does not mean no. In Sheila, there was that point of getting on with her life, but she had respect for her life. She had trust for her life. You know, when mothers or women love, they have a gift of trust. Sheila had trusted this guy. So in her, she had the science, I can call it a science of waiting. You get the point? In her, there was a science. Now, this guy comes in with a trickery mind. It was a trick. Then Sheila realizes something in this guy that was not real. How? When this guy came in like this guy rushed into what is last instead of beginning with what is fast.
You know, I might not say that maybe it was last.
Just a minute. Chris said this guy came in with repentance. I'm sorry. That was a first step. But again, after saying I'm sorry, at that very speed, you jump into something that is contrary to sorry. So it crashes the whole thing. that made Sheila.
Pastor, let me take you back.
Yeah.
Yes, this guy must have apologized. We understand. But again, I couldn't call it lust because they've been in a relationship. You're trying to do what you've been doing some time back. I don't think it's lust. I don't think you're encroaching on someone's rights because they were boyfriend, girlfriend. I mean, and the girl had not yet come out to say, no, it's over. It's not until the guy tried to jump, wanting to kiss her and stuff like that, then she pulled back and said, you're manipulating me, you're taking advantage of me, everything is over. We can't even be friends. And he stopped. He immediately stopped because he knew what he was doing was wrong. Get. So let me first take you into the messages here because I have many. If I don't give them a chance, I might not read any of them. This one says, he's responding to the topic of discussion. How do you fix trust issues in a relationship? He says, by getting back to the principles that began our relationship, accepting that we all ain't perfect, but try to avoid things that lose trust in us. That is Kusha Dev. Dev, thank you so much for the message. This one says, thanks for the show. Sheila should take some more time. She should not rush. Sharif from Chebando. Sharif, thank you so much for the message. Another one says, fixing the trust issues is contributing a lot on her tuition. She may move on after even without doing it. I didn't understand this well. But it seems you're saying Sheila should back off and try to concentrate on her education, isn't it? This one says, it's serious prayers that will help the girl to recover. I'm Andrew from Emma Center, Luero. Andrew, thank you so much for the message. Let's go back to the new relationship now. Let's try to go to the new relationship. Now the old relationship is done. We've gotten to know that the girl is out of the relationship. Either the guy wants it or not. So here is a new relationship of 1 month old. And she says that, things are moving on well. I don't know how did she measure it, but she said things are doing well. I like the guy. But the fact that I can't trust any man now, it has brought problems. I don't know, because this guy is going to look at me as someone who can't trust him, and the relationship is going to hit a snag like the first one. How am I going to do this? I have distrust in men. I cannot even trust a single word he tells me right now because I'm still tormented with the previous relationship. How is she going to handle this situation?
Just a little recap. We can take it up there. You find that this is a new relationship.
Better you tell how I'm looking in that camera.
Okay. This is a new relationship.
Yes.
She has embarked moving on. She has embarked going with him. Now, there is a word which I can take it up here. We can use this word search. You understand?
Yes.
In the Christian circle, there is what we call you search your heart. Because no one knows you except you yourself. Now Sheila knows her. She knows herself. She's excited about it. Where there is joy, sometimes there is right decisioning. Where there is peace. You cannot make a decision in a manner that is full of confusion. Now, because she has begun a new relationship,
yes,
because she has begun it afresh, she should talk to herself as she's moving. You can be moving and talk to yourself.
She still has some time.
You understand? You talk to yourself, because when you go back to the word trust according to the topic, you cannot trust before you watch.
Exactly.
You get the point?
So are you saying she needs to study the man more?
As she moves on in the relationship, she should have the watch factor. She should watch, and she's studying herself as she watches. Because there is no perfect person. Do you get the point? There is no perfect person. As she watches herself, she watches him as she tests. Because always your conscience communicates the reality.
All right.
Okay? The conscience tells you, man, this is a sure deal. This is a real thing. There is what we call excitement. It's not about to get excited.
Of course, it's always there.
It's always there. But there is this thing that tells you it is a real deal. So Sheila comes to that level, which means the mistakes she has gone through have given a ground or a foundation.
She's now shaped.
Yeah, for maturity. Now, it's her time now to search herself and get ready for winning.
I like that. Let's go to the topic. How would you fix trust issues in a relationship?
Yeah.
I mean, because I believe if I don't trust you, I don't. There can't be love. Because just imagine if it's a marriage and your wife doesn't trust anything that you say, do you think that can be marriage? It's kind of like a show B that you're just hanging in there to show the public that you're doing well, but things are not moving on well, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think can fix trust issues in a relationship? How would you do it?
You know, trust is a very sensitive character in a relationship. You cannot just wake up one day and you say, I think I trust this person. It's a gradual process.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah.
You study someone.
You study someone by interacting more with that person.
Yes.
Know his or her intentions, what he does during his free time, and also you yourself. You have to first trust yourself, because there's no way you can trust someone if you cannot trust yourself. Trust your instincts, what they are telling you.
Yes. I had an argument before we came for the show with my workmates. Yes, they heard about the topic and they were like, believing and trusting are totally two different things. And I was like, they mean the same. Because even in defining trusting, there's a word believe. It's a word, believing, they move together. So they were arguing that I can trust you while not believing in you. Then I'm saying it's very impossible. How do you find that?
There are things that are trends in life. Do you get the point? You cannot operate in life without your eye.
Yes.
Eye brings insight. That's why for you to live or move or walk in trust, there is need for getting you first. You need to get you.
Okay.
Now, how do you fix this thing? Maybe in marriage or relationship, the trust factor. How? Now, after walking, moving, working with you, even when you make a mistake, I can still trust you.
All right. Now, let's advise Sheila. Just briefly, because time is so much against us. How would you advise Sheila? How is she going to continue this relationship? Are you also telling her to jump out, finish her studies, and then she will come back on a dating scene after her studies? Are you giving her something close to that? How do you advise Sheila?
I think Sheila, she should...
You're telling her, look in the camera.
Oh. I think my sister, Sheila, in the first place, you should understand your new guy.
Okay.
By doing that,
give it more time.
Spend more time together. Know what he does best.
Yes.
Because someone's actions can tell what the person is in the long run. So by all that, with time, the trust will
come in later. Yes, Pastor, give us briefly in just a minute. How do you advise Sheila? This is the advice she's taking right now.
There is no any other person in the whole world like you, Sheila. So you should not imagine that there is another Sheila. Now, Sheila, love yourself.
Yes.
Enjoy yourself. Celebrate yourself.
Yes.
As you move on with you, be excited about what you're doing, then learn from the past.
Well,
when you get the past into the present, you become a pest.
Oh, I like that.
You get the point? And,
yes.
And which means Sheila, you should know that this is a new world. And because it's a new world, there is a new me.
Okay.
And because of the new me, I need to rebuild me. for this new building. Of course, you use the past as the reflective factors, but don't bring them in the new.
All right, Pastor, thank you so much. The last word comes from me, Sheila. I thank you so much because you have the guts to say no to a relationship that you think can't work out. This takes some time to some people to decide that, can I jump out? Can I give him time? You got the guts. You exactly know what you want. So since you have the vigor to jump out of a bad relationship, that means you can actually know what you're supposed to do. In the next relationship, and that's the new one, you've known what you want, you know what you don't want, and that's what we want you to do. Give time to a new relationship to learn, get the characters and personality of this person, and get to judge yourself. Are you into a new relationship that is better for you or not? This will help you move forward and have a better relationship. Thank you so much for watching, Sheila. I'm glad that you wrote to us a letter. It has been Heartbeats with me, Julie. I have my amazing visitors, Pastor Ivan Muduma. I also had Christopher on this side. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. It has been a pleasure. Yes, once again, I tell you that the show airs every Thursday, 8 to 9 p.m. But this show has been rescheduled starting next month. It will begin from 10 to 11. We shall be here in studios. With me, Julie, and entire team, we want to wish you a very good night. We are having an English bulletin at the top of the hour. Unfortunately, I haven't given my guests time to say out something because of time. Very sorry, but I hope I'll host you next time. Well, have a very good night, and let's link up again next week. Take care.